Hello everyone, and welcome to another week in the verse, where we take a look at all the shenanigans that have gone on over the past week in the Star Citizen universe and break them down for you.
Okay, first thing up this week was the Citizencon tickets. Wave 1 went on sale and got sold out just as quick. Yeah, we don't know when the second wave's coming out, so stay tuned for that one. We also had a lore post called One Last Job. This is part 2 of a story that I think they started this a couple of weeks ago. The story's pretty good. If you like your lore in Star Citizen, go check it out. Okay, so we didn't get any roadmap updates this week. Nothing that really affects 3.6 or closer. So nothing to report there. The meat and potatoes of this week was Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live. We had a few big points come out of this kind of finale Inside Star Citizen video.
Yeah, end of the quarter, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so we won't get another one for a couple of weeks. But there was some pretty good info in there. First up was the AI vendors. They kind of showed this AI vendor handing a gun over to someone in a slightly dangerous manner.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not quite sure where they plan to put these vendors in.
Yeah,
in the universe.
There's no real indication in the video as to where he is. I think you pointed this out the other day. It looks more like a ship.
It looks like a ship.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. It looked extremely similar to the Squadron 42 vendor that they showed like last year, or was it last year? The year before? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm really not sure where they're going to put these vendors in. If they're going to bother putting them in everywhere, probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of main landing zones, probably not rest stops. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they actually go once they've kind of trained them how to carry guns properly. They also kind of showed some of the combat AI and maneuvers. Some work's going in there. We were kind of hoping a lot of these kind of updates for the AI were going to be coming in 3.6, but it seems like all of it has been pushed back to 3.7 now.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It did look cool as well. I mean, they were showing all the kind of the way that they don't just run on a path anymore. They'll deviate from the path if it makes sense and stuff. It's clever, really clever.
Some of the getting behind cover animations didn't really sit with me though. There was one where they showed the AI noticed the player and immediately sort of acted a bit panicky.
Yeah.
Turned around and ran behind cover, where I think a more natural response would have been to fire a little bit and then maybe, I don't know, it seemed a bit odd to me.
Yeah, shoot first and then, or shoot them back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't just give them a target while you find cover.
Yeah,
it's weird.
That was a bit weird. Hopefully they iron that out a bit. And then they showed the they kind of mentioned the new lore system. They didn't really go into too much detail on it. And the kind of new chop shop, black market fence areas.
Yeah.
Again, not too much details about that.
He was quite vague as well, and like a lot of the times when he answered the questions, he'd answer them, and you know they were satisfactory, but they would always leave a little bit to kind of guess in a way.
Yeah.
And I suppose that is the Star Citizen way, really.
Standard CIG, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they also kind of showed some of the new UI for the comms editions that we'll be getting 3.6. So if you jump in someone's ship, you'll be moved into like their voice comm channel for that ship. And it looks like now when you speak, you'll be getting a little icon at the top of your screen about who is actually speaking. Yeah,
you actually get to kind of see their name, and so you don't have to just guess. You know where that incoming communication is coming from. It's good idea.
Yeah, it's very good. We also saw the Vanguard rework, which hands down looks a lot better than what we had.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of more on point with the concept artwork, and I think that's what basically everyone was asking for anyway.
Yeah, I think when they bring the trailer out, it should just fly up, stop, and then massive letters goes beefcake. It looks mean. It looks beefy.
Yeah,
I really love that. The what they've done to the engines on the front. Like, it just looks awesome.
Yeah. They also showed the ship kiosks. So, for those who are not previously aware, in the ship dealers in the universe, you'll find a kiosk where you can actually select to buy a wider range of ships now. It's not just limited to the ones on show. You can buy others. The ship prices are still kind of being worked on, so we'll take a deep dive into the ship pricing when we actually get our hands on it in the PU probably. They also showed the new stations off officially. There's been some sort of leaked pictures going around, so a lot of people are kind of aware of this already. But now they've kind of officially shown what's coming, and the new space stations do look pretty amazing.
Done a really good job. The fact that they can procedurally generate most of that now is awesome. And when we talked about this last week, I think it was Save Port Olisar, and he pretty much confirmed in the what is it? I can't remember the name of the video. So I'm a bit on drugs today, so leave me alone. But he pretty much confirmed that the Port Olisar will be going.
In the Star Citizen Live, you did mention it.
Sad times. And I've jumped ahead there, but it cuts into my soul.
Well, the only thing I feel bad about, so the people that originally spent all the time creating the current rest stops that we've got, I hope those assets are actually getting used somewhere. Otherwise, that kind of feels bad. All that time. Especially the first iterations, they would have been the hardest, and it just gets wasted. Gone. Okay, the two other main points in the Inside Star Citizen video were the Carrack. They showed the captain's quarters. Briefly. I don't think there's really much to talk about there. I mean, it looked kind of cool, but it's a captain's quarters. Okay, cool.
Watch this space actually, because we've got something new coming soon, and you call this.
I did call it.
You called it. So keep your eyes peeled, and you'll see, Carrack with his mental mind powers.
And it was kind of loosely mentioned that 3.6 is getting delayed. We kind of thought that anyway, but Disco basically said that it's going to come out when it's ready. There's no date about when it's going to hit PU Wave 1.
That's fair. I mean, they made a mistake because 3.5, they did say it was going to be delayed, and we expected a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it came out, and it was so bad that it actually turned people off. People didn't go back to it until 3.5.1. So I kind of want them to hold off till it's ready.
They don't really want to repeat of that again.
No.
If it's not ready, just make it ready. Please. Okay, that brings us on to this Star Citizen Live video with Todd Pappy. Todd Talk.
The Pappy.
The Papster. Okay, so the first half of this video was basically just slightly elaborating on things we'd already seen in the Inside Star Citizen video. So there's not really much to talk about there. If you want every nugget of information, go check it out. But it will take us a long time to dissect the whole video. But there's a few sort of big points to take out of what he was talking about. First one of those is the harvestable entities. So this is a system so that they can spawn, apples and pears and bananas, turtles, whatever you want in sort of whatever location they want. But the main point I took out of it was he was talking about the ability to spawn like weapons or loot basically inside like a derelict ship or something. So if you actually go derelict diving, you can actually maybe grab yourself a new gun out of that, or maybe a ship weapon that's floating around. Who knows?
That would be awesome. And then it just opens up to the MMO aspect that everyone's used to in World of Warcraft and
looting,
stuff.
shooting,
just going out, shooting and looting. So awesome.
He also mentioned the ship prices in the current PTU. So it's official that kind of the prices on the ship kiosks at the moment are kind of random. Which is good to know because some of the information that we've got from various sources, and as Evocati members will likely know by looking, some of the prices in there at the moment are a bit wonky. So hopefully they kind of get that buttoned down ready fairly soon.
Yeah, it's the one thing that he did say as well is that trying to work out the cost because of obviously the components and all that kind of stuff. It's quite hard, and I like the comparisons they made to like different vehicle ships, you know. And this came from Lando, which worries me.
Yeah.
I don't like to agree with him, but you know, he said, you know, you could pay like the Apple tax, which is just paying 3 times as much for something just because of the name. And yeah, I like the fact that they're factoring stuff like that in. It's good.
Yeah.
Good for the economy.
Okay, weapon attachments. It was a bit vague about what the point was on the roadmap, so we should be getting weapon attachments in 3.6, but there's no actual real explanation about what weapon attachments we'll be getting. So Todd has now confirmed that we will be getting the ability to change the optics on a weapon.
Yes.
First, and then the rest will come later and down the line.
Yeah, it's very good. That's the one thing is the iron sights on a lot of these guns are terrible.
Yeah.
Being able to have like a hollow or something will be really good.
We also had an explanation about the player free look. Again, it's another card on the roadmap which doesn't really tell you what the system's going to be doing. So Disco actually asked him, like, you know, what is it? And it's the ability to basically be aiming in one direction, but you can turn your head and look in a different direction. Not 100% sure on the usefulness of this feature yet, but we'll see when we get it, I guess.
You have to just sort of see what happens in a fight if it ever actually becomes useful. I can't see it at the moment, but I mean in VR it's something you do all the time.
Yeah, of course.
All the time, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Okay, they also mentioned the new weapons that we're getting in 3.6. So there's a pistol, a laser SMG with a funky fire mode on it. I think that's it. It wasn't really that caught my attention. What did catch my attention was Todd mentioning damage types, and he breathed over this really quickly, and probably a lot of people didn't catch it. So at the moment we have physical damage and distortion damage and energy damage. But he also mentioned one called corrosive damage.
Nice.
Again, no other information, but interesting that kind of slipped out.
Poison arrows.
Poison arrows, yeah. Well, I really don't know what corrosive damage would, apart from ripping a ship apart. Fairly easily.
That would be awesome.
I don't know what else it could do.
Can you imagine that? Just pulling up with some like corrosive damage cannons and just firing at someone's hull, and it's just eating away their
ship. The hole away.
That would be mental.
They probably use one of those shader mesh, those damage meshes that they've got, and it would like literally be sort of spreading out from the source as it eats the hole away. That would be cool.
Imagine that in a pistol, and you shoot someone in the helmet,
and the
just
helmet
wander off.
Helmet melts off.
They just melt, and then they
start suffocating. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, wicked. Okay, there's so many cool ways to use this. I'm very excited.
So that's the roundup of this week in the verse.
So there you go. That's it. Quite an interesting week. There was a lot of information. Definitely check out the Star Citizen Live, because there is a hell of a lot of information in there which we didn't cover because it's kind of been covered, but it's good to have it, you know, sort of read out again. So yeah, definitely check it out. And thanks very much everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.